Hi, this is Carolyn, and I'm here with Aaron, and this is part 2 of our episode with Jen. Jen was a self-rated 3.5 who is now a 5.0. If you'd like to hear more situations we thought were annoying or irritating, please check out part 1, but here is part 2.
I have another one, and this is one that is, as a fan of the podcast, I have heard you both discuss this, a few times, and y'all are on the same side of the issue. But I mean, I feel like I've actually almost yelled at you guys on the podcast, even though you can't hear me.
While she's in her car.
Yeah, riding along, listening to you guys and being so frustrated. I am on the opposite side of the giving a first serve if a ball, if there's a minor disturbance. That drives me up the wall. And I do believe a lot of people use that as a strategy, such as, if I think doing that, if it's not clear what I'm talking about, many ladies, especially that I play with, I feel like if any little tiny disturbance happens after a first serve, they will take another first serve, take a first serve,
Between the first and second.
Right,
so they haven't started serving the second serve, but something happens like a ball rolls in between the first and second serve.
I feel like it's just sometimes just ridiculous. Even if someone's I just feel like it can become very out of hand. But I believe, that to me, it's like in basketball, if someone misses their first free throw and then, someone runs on the court and you have to tackle them and take them out. It's not like they say, okay, we're going back. We're going to do another first free throw. No, they missed the first free throw. They missed the first serve. They don't get another first serve.
That's true. When you say it like that, I actually am going to say I'm going to agree with you. So we had a friend who was maybe at the state championship. Maybe she was just in local league. I don't know. She had a ball. She served a first serve. She missed it. She had a ball roll over. Someone picked it up. Someone came over to her court, talked to her, had a full conversation with her, walked back over to their court. And then she looked at her opponents thinking they were going to say first serve, and they didn't. And then she missed her second serve, right, Carolyn? And then
it was at the state championship, and it was the match point.
And it was the match point. But Jen, you are correct. She did not. They did not require to give her a second serve, because we even had Rebel Good on, our rules guru, and he was like, there's nowhere in the rules book that says you are required to give someone, even if they've had a full conversation.
No, well, so I think he did. So I've talked to him more about this because I have an issue with this.
She disagreed with it.
And he did say in that situation, but we'll have him double check what I'm saying. If someone comes over and talks to you from another court, then you should say it's an outside interference. First serve. It's different than if on the ball rolls in, different if somebody comes over and talks to you versus the ball rolling in and you then rolling it back.
Yeah.
But also Rebel says, why are you entitled? Why do you think you're entitled to this first serve?
Right.
You're not entitled to, he said exactly what Jen's saying, which is you're not entitled to flow. You're not entitled to a flow between your first and second serve. But I think the way the rule is written is wrong, because then I think that's great. Everybody should play that way. And we don't. It's just like Jen said. I mean,
it's all subjective.
It's from 2.5 to 3.5. If a ball rolled in for us between the first and second serve, somebody gives you a first serve. Okay, your opponent's done that. Then when it happens to them, do you then say second serve?
Yeah.
And just stare at them?
Well, and I do think it's what Aaron just said. It's the gray area, because I agree that if, there are extremely, something that might happen once every 5 matches you play type situation where someone comes in and talks to you, or there's some, huge, someone gets really injured 2 courts down and everyone, absolutely, I would say, first serve, let's start this point. But what I have found in ladies tennis is just any, a ball rolls over, you just quickly hit it back. You didn't even, I don't even think everybody on my court saw what happened. It wasn't a disturbance, but the person's like, well, do I get a first serve?
Right.
And so I think it's just what is intended to be, kind of a nice thing has just, to me, gotten really, really out of hand. And so now it's just first serves are being thrown out every, I can't even, think, every time. And it's a real, if you're playing someone with a very strong first serve, it really puts you at a disadvantage. And I don't necessarily have a really strong first serve. And so I'm this is, a strategic advantage for this person. And I do think people watch for it. I have watched people miss that second serve, and then like maybe there's a ball that's questionable, like
Right.
it's settled, but they go back to it and return it to the next court, even though they could have left it. And I'm like,
Oh, they
I'm
missed
not
their
giving-
first serve. They missed
So
their
let's
first
say,
serve.
yeah.
And,
So like,
okay, I gotcha.
let's say I'm playing Erin and she's missed her first serve, and there's a ball behind her that belongs to the next court over, but it's settled. It's there. It doesn't belong to us, but she could just serve her second serve, but she decides I'm going to go back and get that ball. And now she looks at me like, well, don't I get a first serve? And I'm like, no, like, absolutely not. Like, you didn't need to go back and get. And so I think it's kind of used. So I'm not saying Erin. I've never seen Erin do that, but I think people
Way to
have
go,
done
Erin.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? Then I think the rule should be you never get a first serve. It's
Second.
Or-
Never get-
Oh no, first serve. You never
First
get a
serve.
First serve.
like if you miss your first serve,
That's
you
it.
never like between the first and second, whatever happens.
Yeah.
It could be a 5-minute conversation.
I could be convinced.
I just need a consistent, clear rule.
Yes.
And I don't feel like we have that.
Yes.
Because
Or I think we could solve it by saying, agreed with you, or you only get a first serve if there is a egregious or whatever word they wanted to use.
But what's the definition of
extraordinary.
egregious?
I know. It's all
like
right.
I play some people that would say, hey, the ball rolling in is egregious to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So let's tack onto that. This is also annoying.
Yeah.
When you're playing and your ball rolls onto another court and you're serving, whatever, and that court just rolls the ball back on as you're playing out a point, and then you have to start all over again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, I know that's kind of etiquette too, but like, do you not see? I see some people trying to roll it to the back of their court, like just to get it off their own court to that other, but either wait for, I mean, what's the typical shot in our tennis? 3 or 4 shots, either wait until they're done playing.
Right.
But I've had people roll the ball over as we're playing. I'm like, do you not understand tennis etiquette? That like hold on to the ball until we're done playing and then maybe get our attention and then give it back to us?
I was playing a singles match this summer at the club, and I had a ball rolled behind our court. So the ball had rolled 2 courts over. I was the court in between the ball where it had rolled and where it belonged. And they actually picked up the ball during our point. We were playing a singles point, long point, and someone lobbed it over our court. And not like at the base, like I'm just like over like the middle of the court, just high, but it was a very high lob and it was pretty accurate. So it didn't land on our court or anything. And we actually played through it. I mean, we kind of laughed.
That's funny.
But yeah, that's probably not good tennis etiquette.
No, probably not. I mean, I guess better than rolling it like if somebody had gone to the net and then they try to roll it across quickly or something. But yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So much with balls.
I know. So another annoying thing I find is people that will captain teams, which I appreciate people captaining teams, but sometimes people captain teams so that they don't have to play certain matches.
Yes.
Or they get to pick their partners. Like they pick they're only going to partner with the best person on the whole team. Like that, you can tell like that's the reasoning for captaining, not just because it's like out of the goodness of their heart, but because they're like, I'm only going to play these matches against these teams and only with this partner.
Yes. Yes.
But I mean, I guess that's what you get to do if you get to captain, right? But
this kind of goes back. I've had it where I don't know if the receiver's ready or not. Like for an entire match, they're not like in a ready position. They just kind of are looking to the side. And so I've played someone before, and I don't know if my game was just so boring and my serve is so slow that they're like, I don't even need to be in a ready position. Have you guys had that?
I've had someone that like literally her ready position is her racket is down on the ground. She's just standing there like hands, neck on her side, and I'm literally like, should I serve now? Like she's been my partner before too, years ago, but I'm like, should I serve? Do you have something going on? But opponents, not necessarily. If they're looking bored, then I'm starting to think same thing you do, Carolyn. Like maybe I'm just not good enough to be playing them.
Yeah,
like,
but I'm like, are you ready? Because you go at the server's pace, but the person has to be ready.
Jen would just serve the ball, right?
I should just serve.
The thing that came to mind when Carolyn said that, I was playing a triangle match, and the lady, first point of the match, I was serving and singles, and she stood not in the center of the service, area, the deuce court, but she stood in the smack middle of the court, at the little, whatever that thing is,
tick mark
little
or whatever.
That little line at the middle. And I looked at her. I didn't just serve. I looked at her and I said, "Are you ready to start?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, is that where you're going to stand? And she's like, yeah. And so I served it at Easter. I mean, and I didn't even serve hard. I was just like,
I guess I'll serve out wide.
yeah. I mean, I served kind of down the middle and at Easter, and she looked very confused. But then the rest of the match, she stood like in a standard spot. So I'm to this day not sure what went on there, but that was weird.
Yeah. I think all tennis players are a little weird.
Yes.
The other one I have, people apologizing for how they're playing. Like, so I had someone apologize. It was the first set, and I won pretty easily. And they were like, I'm sorry, I'm playing so badly or poorly. And they'll give reasons. And then they end up beating me. Like, they win the second set. They win match tiebreaker. That's annoying to me. Like, don't give reasons for why you're playing poorly, especially because then I'm like, I think I took my foot off the gas a little bit. And then she ended up winning.
Yep. Remember our friend Tara said, we've talked about this with her, when someone says, oh, like if they've lost the match and they're like, sorry, I played so bad, or they have an excuse or whatever, Tara just goes, it's okay. And then she walks away. Because, usually you try to like be like, no, we had some great points. A lot went to deuce. Like you even try to make
doesn't reflect the game.
The games. Yeah, whatever it is. But Tara's just like, it's okay. And then she just leaves.
Jen, have you had anything like that for people, or do they just get frustrated playing you?
I've had people say lots of really wild things to me. Yes. I mean, I've had people tell me that the next level was going to hate me. When I was they believed about to bump up to 4-5, I played someone and she said, the 4-5s are going to hate you. I had people come out on the court drinking a beer because they felt like, this match wasn't going to be competitive. They were kind of sacrificing themselves. And, I've definitely had people say, let's get this over with. And,
at the beginning of the match, let's get this over with.
Yeah. And, I think people often have come on the court having looked at like my record or my rating and sort of felt like, well, no one's going to beat her. But, then they start hitting with me and they're like, gosh, I can actually play. But I've definitely had a lot of people come on the court kind of just defeated and with some strange attitudes. But I don't know that, so much the telling me, I have had a lot of excuses, actually. You're right. People do people give you weird, all kind of weird stuff.
Yeah. Like I haven't hit, I just came back from vacation.
Oh, yeah.
Like we don't need to know any of that. Or like if someone just beats you in doubles and then they're like, oh, we've never played together before. Have you guys, how many times have you played? It's like, oh, thanks. I
get a lot of, I usually play doubles. If I'm playing singles against someone, people are like, I'm not really a singles player.
I think I've said that before too. Like, when I've lost, I've been like, yeah, singles isn't for me. Like,
this is not my jam.
I've said some of those things, but I also realized that, and remember how Jen, you said you're a little neurotic where you have the thing you do, which is you run to get the ball before the server serves. Like, I still don't understand how you do that. I do something, I realize I'm a little crazy too. I'm crazy. I mean, it kind of goes back to the, like what we were talking about before with the balls. I like to know where all the balls are. Are you guys that way?
Do you want to hold them all? Do you hold all three?
I do.
You hold all three?
I want all three, and I definitely want to know where they are. I don't know if it has to do with having 4 children, and I don't know, but
I have all your ducks in a row.
I want to hold the balls. I do like to know where they are. I have a big thing about that. I also think it maybe have to do with my frustration with slow speed, because then if I have them all, I can play at my speed versus if I only have 2 and they're holding one and one goes on their side, I got to wait for them. And so I think some of it's probably both things, but I have a major hang up with that. I want to hold all the balls. If we had 5 balls, I would want to hold all of them.
Now, do you ask people for the third ball? Like if they're holding it or if it's at another court, do you ask people to give you the third ball?
No, I can play the point. Yeah, I will go ahead and play the point. And that's part of why I like having 3 is that if one goes somewhere where it's not, easily retrievable. But if someone is like holding it and then they're passing it to my partner, I'm like, let's eliminate the middleman. Just give it to me. I don't need her to hold it. I'll just give it to me. I'd like all of them. So I do say, to me, please, me, I'll take it.
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. I like all 3. And they're, I know people who are like that, Donna's like that. We have people there are people I know, they want the third. They want them. Just give them all the balls, Yeah. And then other people don't, they want, our good friend had, when we were playing recently at State, she had one, she had 2 in her pocket and one fell out during the point. And I was like, you cannot let that happen again. Give me the third ball. So I kind of know the people who want you to hold one and the people who want all 3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing about tennis. We're all annoying in our own ways, and we all get annoyed by people because of their ways.
Right?
Right?
Yeah.
Because we're all so different. Like I sometimes will hold all three, especially in singles, because opposite of Jen, I don't want to run to another court for like a lost ball, or like I want to have control over them so that I'm not doing extra running during my singles match, you know?
I remember somebody even said to me, they were like, it was a match tie break and we were the receivers and they asked for the third ball that was over on a different court so that she'd have all three. And I ran to get it and gave it to her. And my partner was like, that was so messed up that she asked you for the third ball. And she was all upset.
Is Jen your partner?
No.
No, and actually the reason I want the balls is not because I don't want the third ball. I want the balls because, like, let's say that I serve and the ball goes to another court. I want to be ready to go to the next point. I don't have to wait for that person over there. I don't like waiting. I think that's the theme of this episode. And so I don't want to have to wait for a slow walker to walk to the other court and get the ball. I don't care what she does with it. I'm like, I'm good. I've got two. Get in position. I'm good.
Yeah. I'm the same way for sure. You want that flow, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You want flow in your matches.
What we need a ref.
Yes.
And we need ball people.
Ball people.
Well, I was a ball person.
She was, yeah.
You were?
I did. I had a lifelong dream of being a ball person, a ball kid, and I had never done it. And Aaron had a connection at a local tournament, and we looked at it, and it did not say ball kid. It said just ball person. And Aaron was like, you should do it. And I was like, you know what? I am. And so I did it maybe last summer.
Yeah.
2 summers ago.
Two summers ago.
And
she was the best one out there.
I tried out and, I don't think it was a tryout, but I signed up and did the training and I did that. And, and I was by far the only adult doing it. And like true to form for me, I sprinted around that court, but then I am very tickled by the fact, I laugh at the fact that the next year it did say ball kid at that tournament. They do not allow adults anymore.
I wish I had been at some of those matches though, where she was the ball person, because I'll bet the pros, like these are, I don't know, 100 in the world, 150, pro tennis players getting paid on the tour. I'll bet they were even watching her like, wow, she's really fast.
I kind of do think I do believe, I'm going to go with that I wasn't bad at it. I'm going to go with that I might have been distracting because they were like, what is this,
ball woman,
middle-aged woman sprinting around the court? Like, what is this? What is happening? Like, I sort of feel like they may have been a little distracted.
We really appreciate Jen coming on the podcast. We hope you check out our website, which is secondservepodcast.com. Thanks so much for listening and hope to see you on the court soon.